Well, welcome to the Steve Clifton podcast. I am Steve Clifton. He is I is him. Steve Clifton, aka Steve Clifford, aka the mashed potato champion. Did anybody ever used to watch Jersey Shore? That was one of my guilty pleasure shows a couple years back, 10 years ago. And I fell into a wormhole of watching them on one weekend, and now it's like, why did I watch it? Anyways, I am the mashed potato champion. I can make mashed potato. I should enter a mashed potato, competition because I can throw down on some mashed potatoes. Last night, my wife asked me to make some mashed potatoes for my daughter's youth, and I did my thing. She's getting comments on, oh, who made the mashed potatoes? The mashed potatoes are so great. She's looking at me like they're instant. It's all about the flavoring, kiddos. All about the flavoring. Just imagine what I can do with some real mashed potatoes. There was one Thanksgiving where it's my wife's it was like when we first got our house and everything, and it was like her first real like Thanksgiving meal, and her first real turkey she cooked, and I made mashed potatoes, and that's all everybody talked about was my mashed potatoes. So ever since then, I've been the mashed potato champion. Anyways, welcome to the Steve Clifton podcast. This is episode 9, and they still have not canceled me yet. One of these days, I'm working on that. Anyways, email address is steveclifton7808 at gmail.com. Steve Clifton 7808 at gmail.com. It took me 9 episodes to get that correct, guys. That's what I'm working with here. You can hit me up on TikTok at Steve Clifton Podcast, Facebook, Steve Clifton Podcast. I don't know, text me. Anyways, for you guys that's listening on Spotify, you won't be able to see this, but you YouTube subscribers, got me a Santa elf. Look at this shirt, man. Elf. I look like fat elf that, like, I'll need a job. Well, we're out of elves. We'll take this guy. Anyways, I like to start every podcast off with what's going on? What's good in your hood? What is good in your hood? How was last week? My week went all right. Still doing the job searching. Yeah, I'm still doing the job searching. You young kids, listen, little kids, you youngins. Learn a skill. If I can tell you any youngins, you're 17, 18, 19, 20, learn a skill. Carpentry, I don't know, plumbing. Learn a skill. Automotive, computers. I don't know. Learn a skill, because that skill is going to take you out. I didn't really learn a skill. I'm not really good with my hands. I failed wood shop class. I failed wood shop class. We had to make a teacup, and everybody got an A and I got an F because I'm not good with my hands. And then in the metal shop, I dropped out. I knew I wasn't going to make it in that. Plus, the teacher was missing a finger on both hands. But anyways, learn a skill, because later when you get 43, like me, and you're looking for a job, like I do. I mean, I'm not dogging myself. I mean, I've always learned a skill. I've always worked in like retail, grocery stores and stuff, and I guess that's a skill. I mean, learn a skill. Okay. If you don't want to go to college, like I don't want to do school or anything, then learn a skill. I don't know, something. Plumbing, like I said, or work for the city, learn a skill. And then the second thing you can help yourself with, kids, is start building your resume and update it, keep it updated. I was never good at, I'm not good at resumes. I'm not good with words. I'm good with, like speaking redneck. You can't speak redneck on a resume. Luckily, I got a good friend of mine named Rick that's helped me out with mine, and he gave me some examples, so I'm working on it. It's just I was never good at grammar. Does that surprise you? I mean, look, I'm wearing an elf shirt in the middle of on a Monday. Anyways, yeah, work on your keep your resume up and learn a skill, something. Anyways, other than that, this week, just looking for jobs, still doing the DoorDash thing, still playing Where's Waldo with apartments, still delivering really weird stuff to everybody. We got a new worship leader at my church. That's cool. I mean, it's not cool because I like the last guy. The last guy was awesome. He's a really good singer, really good musician, played guitar really well. Just whether you have when you're doing something like that, you're volunteering a lot of your time, and it was time for him to move on. So we got a new one. She's young. She looks like she can sing too. She can definitely play guitar, play piano. That's a lot of hard work, I I go up there and hang out with those guys and watch them practice all the time and stuff. Obviously I haven't been able to commit because of my job situation. If I did, I would, but that's a lot of hard work that goes into that stuff. I mean, I have so much new appreciation for musicians or anybody that puts on a show, because it's not you just like, we show up, let's go. There's a lot of practice involved and sound check and moving this and moving that and moving this. And I guess that is one of my skills. I guess I do have a skill. I just never applied it for a job or anything, but I have a really good ear. You know what I'm saying? I try to play guitar. It's really hard. I didn't give up on it. It's tough. I could probably play some drums if I had them. I don't have them, but I do have a good ear. I can hear stuff that's out of tune. I can hear stuff that's off. That show that was like, name this song in like 3 minutes. Please, 3 seconds. I mean, I can name this song in 3 notes. No, I would dominate. So I do have a good ear. Look. I told y'all this is my therapy session. For you guys, this is your first time listening. The reason why I started this podcast is because I'm a unemployed comic who, the open mic scene was a little, it's a grind, and I don't have any gas money. So and I need a therapist, and I can't afford one. So I started this podcast. I'm talking to myself anyways all the time. So now I'm talking to you. Cheers. Anyways, it's a lot of stuff that goes on to that. A lot of stuff that goes into that. What else happened this week? I went to 2 parades in one day. Is that a humble brag? Now here's a guy. I went to 2 parades in one day, folks. It's awesome, isn't it? The first one I went to was legit. I mean, legit. Marching bands, people throwing candy like crazy, and little kids eating it up like it was like going out just like fighting over the candy. People throwing the candy, they don't ever make it to the kids. So you had some guy that's making like $9.25 an hour to sweep up the candy to everybody. That parade was legit. It had old cars, old tractors. I'm talking about like tractors like from like the original, like first tractors they were in there. And that was like the showstopper. And let's just say that being a kid from the 80s and a male, I noticed that a certain driver of one of the farm equipments was going straight commando. And the whole parade could see it. Of course, I noticed this instantly. And I told my wife, hey, look at yeah. And she was like, ooh. And I was like, yeah, tell the kids to look that way. It's like the guy woke up this morning and was like, you know what? I'm going to be in that parade today. I don't need any underwear. We'll let it all hang out. And he was. And everybody saw it. Anyways, wish you could sweep that candy away. Yeah, it was great. Hung out with a friend. Ate some pancakes and sausage. How come, food is better when you eat it with friends? Right? Like whenever you eat, like you could go to a restaurant and eat like the most amazing meal, and it was like, man, it was pretty good. But when you eat it with your friends, it's like, oh my God, it was the best pancakes I've ever ate in my life. Where do those pancakes come from? broke bread with a friend, and then I went to the second parade, which was lame. Lame. It was like, especially after I went to that first parade, like step your parade game up. Step your parade game up. The second one, it was at night times, which they shouldn't have done that. All you could see was cop car lights. And no wonder nobody wanted to come out there. It's like, yeah, the cops are. And I live in a good neighborhood. And is that another humble brag? Hey, he lives in a good neighborhood. Hi. Anyways, the background today is brought to you today. The background for you YouTube listeners is brought to you by my daughter's 12th birthday. Her birthday is tomorrow. She's 12 already. I know no one cares about other people's kids. Anyway, she's 12. She's great. What's on you guys' mind? What's on your mind? What are you thinking about this week? What crazy or like random things are you thinking about? Oh, you'll let me go first? Okay, cool. Thanks. I want to know, what kind of ice person are you? What kind of ice person are you? I was doing DoorDash, and most of the places, whenever you dash and they order a drink, they'll make the drink. They'll go ahead and make it for you where you just pick it up. But I did a couple of one this week where like they just handed me the cup. They say, hey, 2 Dr. Peppers. And I'm like, wait a minute. Who am I to make an ice decision? I don't know what kind of ice people like. I know. I'm watching way too much Curb Your Enthusiasm. Like, oh, the second light came on. Great. I'm watching way too much Curb Your Enthusiasm. I know. But anyways, who am I to make your ice decision? Who am I? Who am I to make your ice decision? Right? Some people like light ice, like my wife, less ice, more soda. And some people like me, fill the ice all the way to the top. I like my drinks cold. I like my drinks cold and my food hot. I like my drinks cold. I don't know. But it waters it down. Like I said, why am I making your ice decision? What kind of ice are you? Are you light ice? Are you extra ice? Are you no ice? Are you that rebel that goes to the McDonald's and says, I'll take a Dr. Pepper, no ice? Okay. Why don't you just come in and we'll just push the button underneath your mouth and you can just drink it? I don't know. What kind of ice are you? What's your favorite ice situations? Let's see, McDonald's has the square ice. McDonald's ice cream is strong. McDonald's soda game is strong too for $1, any size. Yeah, and by the way, who comes in there to McDonald's and be like, yeah, I'll take a small drink. Get a large, it's $1. It's the same price. McDonald's has strong ice game. Ice lasts a long time because of the big square ice. Let's see who Sonic people. I know the Sonic Ice people are standing up. What about Sonic Ice? Sonic Ice is great too. Sonic Ice is magical. Sonic Ice lasts like 6 days. It's like, and it's still, I think Sonic Ice. I think the people at Sonic, they might use like less carbonation or less soda, liquid, or whatever you call it, because syrup, because I think their ice, it's just like it melts like so little. It just seems like when you get a Sonic drink, it lasts like 6 days. Like, still got this Sonic drink, except for my wife, because she's straw mouth. She can down a drink instantly, but it seems like Sonic Ice lasts for what? Chick-fil-A's got good ice. People will fight you over their ice, man. People will fight you over their ice. By the way, I think I might have said it last week. I found this place in my town, 3-pound bag of ice, $2. Get off my lawn. That's for later. Anyways, what else are we thinking about? How do you tip? Like, I don't really like, if I go to a restaurant, okay, if I go to a restaurant, and depending on the restaurant, which I don't go to a lot of restaurants because, I got no job. But anyways, when I did go to restaurants, like if I go to Chili's, let's say if I go to Chili's, it's me, my wife, my daughter, it's 3 of us. To me, the tip starts at 10. And that's kind of high because it's such a cheap place. The tip starts at 10, and then as you quit paying attention to me, it goes down to 9, it goes down to 8, it goes down to 7, it goes down to 6. I try not to do underneath 2. Sometimes I've done it 2 just to prove a point, but usually it starts at 10 at a place like Chili's. But like if I order food on the phone and I go pick it up and all you're really doing is just handing it to me, do I gotta I don't I, what's the tip situation there? Like I don't know. It's always awkward for me. Like I said, it'd be different if I came into your restaurant and I sat down and you brought my food over and then you filled up my drink. But if I'm literally walking in there and you're handing it to me, it turns into fast food. Like I don't tip at Taco Bell. Like I don't tip when I go through Wendy's. It's the same thing. I just kind of like round it up. I'm not too cheap, but it's just like, why am I tipping? All you're doing is handing it to me. Same thing at a pizza place. If you deliver my pizza, $3-4. If I order it and I go there and I pick it up, I did it because I don't want to pay that extra money. Why do I got to tip you to hand me a pizza? Anyways, I don't know. What's your tipping situation? Sonic don't even let you tip, and that's the place that is fast food that should, right? That place is fast food, but at least the girl or the guy, they're bringing it out to you, and they're not dropping it or anything. So that's the place that should let you tip, and they don't. So I don't know. Tipping's weird. I've never been a bartender or a waitress or whatever. So, and I'm not saying I'm trying to skimp on tips because I will tip. Like if you give me good service, oh trust me, I will tip. Like haircut, I've tipped back when I used to get them. Now I just shave my head. I'll tip, but you got to earn it. That's your job. I don't know. Don't just expect me to come in. You don't fill my drink 6 times. I'm going to give you some money. I barely have enough. Anyways, what's your tipping situation? What's on your mind? What are we talking about here? I know in past podcasts I've talked about with this microphone down here. Excuse me, y'all. I've talked about Super Mario syndrome. Super Mario syndrome is whenever you meet somebody or somebody at your job or somebody that no matter what you say, they're going to one up you. One up, like, you get an extra man, one up, Super Mario syndrome. I created it. I guess I need to hashtag it or get the pet. Anyway, Super Mario syndrome, that's where, like you could say, hey, man, when I woke up this morning, there was a dinosaur in my front yard. And they'll say, oh, no, really? This one time I woke up, there's 4 dinosaurs and there was Mike Tyson, that's one up syndrome. But I think I've come across a new syndrome and I don't know what to call them. But this is Mr. or Mrs. You got to be correct these days. Mr. or Mrs. Him, his, her, what, it. Open conversation person. Right? This is one of those people that like as soon as you see them, like, oh no, here they come. Hey, how are y'all doing? Oh, we're good. Oh, you know what we did today? First off, me and Gerald, we went to, not Gerald, me and Susan. It was Susan. I'm sorry. I get Gerald and Susan mixed up. Susan, we went down to the park and then we saw these ducks and there was this one duck. We named it Jeff. It was like, oh my God, you don't have to tell me every conversation. They're also one of these kind of people that, they're not also they're telling you everything they did that day. They're also describing stuff as they're doing it. Okay, well, I'm going to open this chair right here. I'm going to sit it down here. Oh, this chair. Oh, I remember this chair. I got it in 1942. Oh, this chair. Oh, yeah, the arm is kind of broken off here. Let me scrub this arm off a little bit. I don't know what to call them. Open conversation person. They're those kind of, I guarantee you if they have Facebook, they're those people that found a good parking spot, walked into the store. The hot dog aisle is clean. Cashier was great. Cool. Like over conversation. What else is on my mind here? Christmas cards. Christmas card. What's your Christmas card situation? Like growing up, and I know I talk about growing up a lot, but this is therapy. Growing up, we never send Christmas cards in my family. We didn't. Sorry, y'all. That was waiting on Christmas cards from the Clintons when I was little. We didn't send no Christmas cards, mainly because every penny went to the gifts we had and taking care of what's in my house. And I think that kind of grew up with that philosophy too. As I got an adult, because I never handed out Christmas cards, and I always thought whenever I got them, it's always awkward. Thank you. what am I supposed to do now? Am I supposed to go get a Christmas card and get a stamp? Who gets a stamp? Honestly, when's the last time any of you bought a stamp? Someone's out there, I buy stamps all the time, man. I mail that stuff. I mean, who buys stamps? I know you can go to the post office if they take a debit card. Like, who buys? If every once in a while I need a stamp, but I need one. I don't need a book. That's gonna last me 17 years. Who buys stamps? I don't know. But now, I got a family and a wife and a daughter and everything. Through the years, I think there might have been like 1 year that we had a little bit of extra money and we did it. But then you're going to have to go through the whole process of asking people their addresses because nobody knows each other's addresses anymore because we don't go to your house. We just Facebook you. What's your address? What's your address? And then they're like, what are they going to send us? So I know it's a lot of work. We're lazy as Americans now. Anyways, what's your Christmas card situation? We just never really send them. I don't know. I still get some. I get some from people I don't even talk to anymore. There's like one like realtor that I rent a house from like 12 years ago that's still, hey, Clifton's Merry Christmas. Like, okay, like I ain't talked to you in 12 years. I got a couple of friends I went to high school with that sends me Christmas pictures Christmas cards every year with their family sitting in front of a tree or what they do. And I'm like, thanks. Like, I'm not ball humbug or anything. I'm just like, so I don't know. This year, now that we have a new family in our church, spoiler alert if anybody's listening to them or listening, but like when we went to the store the other day, I saw some. I'm like, you know what? I would like to get that for so and so and so and so. So we got some, but we're not going to mail them. We're not going to ask you for your address weirdly and a text message on a Saturday at 8 p.m. Hey, what's your address? Isn't it awkward when someone asks you that? What's your address? Oh, what do they need my address for? We're just going to hand it to them at church. So that's that. So we're working on it. We're working on it. Christmas cards are always talking weird. They don't know. It never says, Merry Christmas. I mean, it says Merry Christmas most of the time. It's just like, here's my family. Look at them. Okay. I've seen them on Facebook all year. Now you're going to send a card. But anyways, what else is on my mind? Wrong place commercials, man. I know I talk about this all the time about commercialism. And I understand that it's important. This is the reason why, TV and everything is going on. But it's just like, if you're going to shove these commercials down our face, like everything has a commercial now. And I know you guys have heard me talk about this before. Everything has a commercial. Everything you watch has a commercial. When you check your mail once a month, you have 300 commercials in there. You can't pull your phone up and look at anything without looking at a commercial first. You can literally go on your phone and have to type I need a recipe or that. You have to look for it. Everything is a commercial. So if you're going to force these commercials on us so much, do some research and do like the correct commercials. Like, for instance, whenever I'm watching the Food Network with my family, we're watching, guys' games or whatever it is. Why do I have to see a commercial about diarrhea, dyspepsia, or do you have these symptoms? Like, no, on Food Network, like I'm sitting here eating dinner with my family, watching Food Network. Pick your commercials better. I'm telling you right now, no one has ever been sitting there watching, guys' grocery games, eating a sandwich. And oh man, you know what? Maybe I do have a hernia mesh. Let me put the sandwich down right now and go, oh, wait a minute, it's 3 a.m. I mean, come on, pick your commercials better. Same thing with kids. I was watching, I think it might have been Disney or something with my daughter, watching one of her shows. And it wasn't a kid show. It was more like a teeny bop show. And then, even then they had a dietary pill. Like, really? Pick your commercials better. Like I'll listen to, like when you're on YouTube and you listen to worship music, and you got your Holy Spirit activated, and they'll stop you right in the middle of the song now. They won't even wait to the end of the song. They'll stop you right in the middle of the song with a a Buick commercial. Oh yeah, let me stop what I'm doing right now and call the nearest Buick place. No one has ever bought a Buick off YouTube. I'm sorry. If you have money for a Buick, you get a Buick. You don't be, you know what? A BMW sounds nice today as I'm watching epic fails from the internet. No, pick your commercials better. If you're gonna drive us down the throat with these commercials, then pick them better. At least make some of them make sense. You know? There's no reason why when I'm watching, Mr. Rogers on YouTube that I have to hear about Viagra or whatever. And it's like, pick your commercials better. By the way, this podcast is needing some sponsorship. And if you want to sponsor me, hit the comments up below. I will take some commercials. But if I did, I would make sure that they fit. You're not gonna get a Buick commercial in the middle of mine. Maybe like a Harry's used auto car loans, or I don't know, job seekers or something. Not no commercial. Make the commercials make sense. Anyways, it's just like, it's crazy. It's because the internet. I mean, the cable TV is dead. If you go to someone's house and they still have like cable, you're like, what time's this party over? Stay close to me. Hell, even satellite's dead now. It's just like mostly people are streaming. They suckered all y'all. You got rid of the $115, $125, some of y'all $200 cable bill, and then now you pay the same amount just on different things. You got Netflix, and then you got whatever YouTube TV, and then you got your Disney Plus, and then you got your Hulu, and you got to watch this show on Peacock, and you got to watch this, and you got to watch this. By the time you pay for all that, you're paying the same. Anyways, that's what's on my mind. It's time for one of my favorite segments. Get off my lawn. Get off my lawn is where we talk about how, I'm getting older. When you're getting older, when you get older is different, Stuff was better back in my days, when I walked to school uphill both ways in the snow, barefooted. Just kidding. I had shoes. And it wasn't uphill. Just one way. Anyways, get off my lawn. I'm starting to get better about this now, but manager complaints. I'm not a Karen. What's the female version of Karen? Jeff? I'm not a Jeff. My name is Jeff. Man, I'm not a Jeff. But I don't complain anymore. And I used to be this guy. But here's the thing. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about you complaining. Now that I've worked in retail on the outside of it, and now on the other part of it, nobody cares about you complaining, Karen and Jeff. Chick-fil-A cares, but no one complains there. They get ahead of it. We talked about the greatness of Chick-fil-A. They get ahead of that. No one complains there, but everybody else, okay. You think Walmart cares that you waited 5 minutes in line? They don't. They know you'll be back next week to buy, some stool softener and t-shirt and get your tires changed. Nobody cares. Nobody cares that you're at Taco Bell and they didn't give you 3 miles. They gave you 2 miles. And you call back up there. Yes, if I take to the manager. You ever try calling these fast food places? I don't do it anymore, but I used to. This is the man. Whoever answers the phone is always the manager. This is him. Like the person who is the manager, just say it's you. We're not going to do anything. Nobody cares. Quit complaining. Nobody cares that you're complaining. They're not going to do anything. They're not going to call you. And if they do, they're going to be like, yeah, we're sorry, and you're going to be right back there. Quit complaining. 2, get off my lawn. You remember back in the day, whenever in the 80s and 70s and 80s and 90s, babies, and some of y'all might do this now if your parents are old school. As far as rides, because my daughter's getting that age now, 12. She's 12, where she needs a ride here, she needs a ride there. Or can you come pick me up here? Or even when we go together as something as family. Back in my day, if we were supposed to leave the house let's say we're supposed to leave the house at 8 in the morning. We left the house at 8 in the morning. Whether you were in the car or not, that car was gone. There wasn't but give me 5 more minutes. Give me 2 more minutes. Walk. Not anymore. You can't do that anymore. Dude, you'll be on CNN and YouTube so fast. You remember that? Yeah. Whenever like your dad or your mom would drop you off at the skating rink and they say, I'm gonna pick you up out front at 6:30. You guess what? You were out there at 6:30 because if you're not, you were walking at 7:30 at night, 3 miles. It's not that they didn't care, it's just the way it was then. You know, it's a totally different world. It's crazy. So I'm the guy that like tells my if we got to be somewhere like at noon, I tell my daughter like we got to leave here, like, we got to be there at 11:30, and we still don't leave. And it's just, I guess it's just the way it is now. Anyways, get off my lawn, start walking everywhere, learn better. Number 3, let's see. Oh man, I don't know if this is a get off. Is it older, maybe it is because I'm getting older now. I've learned to ignore a lot more. Whenever I was in my 20s and my 30s. Stuff would irritate me now. I just learned to ignore. And that thing I'm learning to ignore is backseat drivers. My wife is the worst backseat driver. First off, little backstory. I've been in 0 wrecks. I take that back. I was in 1, but I wasn't driving. And I was like 16. 0 wrecks. I've never been in a wreck. I've never hit anything. I've never been in a wreck. However, my wife's been in 2 or 3. Granted, they weren't bad and a little bitty, and most of them were not her fault, but 0 to 3 scoreboard. Why are you telling me there's a stop sign there? Yeah, I see it half a mile up there. Are you gonna get in the right lane? Yeah, I got plenty of time. That's how I used to say it. Now, stone cold ignore. Why? Like a scoreboard 3-0. Like I don't have to say anything anymore. Just learn. So if you have backseat drivers in your life, just ignore it. And then if the score gets high, if you start hitting stuff, then yeah. But until then, ignore it. Get off my lawn. What? This might be going back to the customer service thing that I always talk about. Whatever happened to common decency and manners? Is there no such thing anymore? Oh man, there is no such thing. I grew up. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Holding doors open, helping the elderly, always want to look out for elderly crossing streets and stuff like that. It's always in my brain, still is. But there's just no such thing as common decency and manners anymore. And especially like whenever you go somewhere out in public and there's that chance where they're supposed to say, okay, cool, you can move on with your situation. People don't say that anymore. I'll give you an example. Like when you go to let's say you're in the drive-thru somewhere and you order food and they just open the door and they hand the bag to you and you close it. Are we done? Is there another bag? Do you still have drinks to give me? Or is it just, it takes 2 seconds to be up. Thank you. Or have a good day. Like they just leave you there hanging like, are we done? Or are we done? And I just back at the same thing with ignoring. I used to say it. Are we done? Hello? Is that it? Now I just sit there and I hold the line up until they open the door and they go, did you need something, sir? Oh, were we done? Oh, we were okay. Cool. Thanks. I'm done. It takes 2 seconds to be like, you can tell me, hey, we're done, dude, leave. I'm fine with that. Same thing doing this DoorDash. When I go pick up stuff from places, they just hand it to me, shut the door. Is that it? Is there another bag? I mean, whatever happened to common decency of just saying, thank you? Why? It takes 2 seconds. Anyways, what else is on my mind here? What else I got my notes here? Cage-free eggs taste better. Saw that on something the other day. Cage-free eggs? Cage-free? That means like the chicken was never like kept in a cage. So it was living the high life. And it wasn't stressed. It still got his head chopped off. It still had the same. So I guess the meat and the eggs are better because like there wasn't as stress. And I know there's more to this. And I know how I always tell you all to Google it. And someone's probably telling me to Google it right now. Cage-free is me. It's like everywhere you go now, you have to know the history of the animal. Back Back in my day, it was just like, that's a steak. I had those uncles that would like go hunting and like kill something and then cook it and tell you it was chicken. And then like after you ate it, oh, by the way, that was a squirrel. By the way, that was a frog. By the way, that was a raccoon that I found in the backyard. Seriously, or catch fish, and then serve it to you that night and it tastes like the water. Now, when you go to a restaurant, on the menu, it's like these, this steak was living its best life in a farm in Idaho and ate the most natural grass. We petted it every day. His name was Betsy. I mean, it's a steak. Cage-free eggs. There's, now before we eat anything, we got to know the history of it. Right? It's like we got to know the history of it and where it's from, and is it cage-free, and is your eggs cage-free, and where did this water? Did it run through a filter? I mean, oh man, it's like too complicated. Get off my lawn. You should eat regular eggs. All right, it's time for a segment that I don't do every podcast. This is a segment I like to call, what were you saying? It's weird stuff that people say. They like either get on your nerves, I don't know. So, or they say, and you're like, what? Or something they say a lot, and you hear a lot, and you're like, I hate when people say that. Like whenever you're talking to someone, and they say, get out of here. You're like, man, I just got here. Why do I gotta leave already? I know going to be a lot of Christmas gatherings going on, so you're going to hear some of these, when you're at the table. Yeah, Jeff got a brand new job as a mailroom clerk. Get out of here. But grandma just got here. Oh, I wouldn't mean literally, What about this one? When look at this. Don't you hate when somebody leaves a 2X large tag on the, that was me. Anyways, things people say that are weird or get on your nerves when someone says, you don't say. Yeah, I'm saying. That's what when you open your mouth and words come out, that's you're talking, saying, right? And I was at the store the other day and I saw Veronica. You don't say. Yeah, I'm saying, I'm telling you. You listening? Hello? Is this thing on? I hate when someone says that. What about this one? Well, don't shoot the messenger. All right, Karen. You knew that this is going to make me mad. That's why you're telling me. And the messenger should have told me. Well, don't shoot the messenger. First off, I don't even own a gun. I ain't shooting anybody. You should have known better telling me this. You known it was going to be a big deal. You took the responsibility of being the messenger. It's on you that you're getting this feedback. Don't shoot the messenger. Anyways, what about this one? This one happens a lot when you're at work or when you're in a situation that you don't want to be in, and someone says, well, are we having fun yet? You know what? I'm having a blast making all these copies for the boss. This is great. I can't wait to have more fun. You want me to staple a whole bunch of stuff together? Right? Or you're doing yard work. Your dad or your other significant. Are we having fun yet? Man, I've been dreaming about picking up these leaves all week. I am having a blast. Are we having fun yet? Weird things that people say that get on your nerves. See, I got one more. I think I don't get this one. Well, you know what? We need to think outside the box. Think. Every time I hear that, I'm like, think outside the box. What's wrong with what box? I don't own a box. There's not a box here. What if I like the box? What if I want to think inside the box? What if I have the best idea this company's ever had inside the box? What are you gonna say then? Well, you know what? Let's think outside the box. What? Why don't you just say, let's think of something different that we wouldn't do? Think outside the box. Anytime someone says, let's think of the box, the first thing I think of is, what's in the box? What's in the box? From, what was that movie? 7 Sins or whatever with Brad Pitt or whatever his name is. think outside the box. Anyways, that's weird people things. Weird things people say to get on your nerves. You know, I hear you. At the end of the day, all that stuff. At the end of the day, yeah. At the end of the day, yeah. This is it. At the end of the day comes every day. I hear you. I hope you're hearing me. I'm talking. Those are another ones that come to mind. Anyways, you can think of any things that weird people say. Comment below or send me an email. I'm gonna keep doing that segment because people do say weird stuff or stuff that gets on your nerves. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Huh. Well, it is what it is. Gonna be. If a chair is a chair, it is what it is. At the end of the day, it's the beginning of the day. Anyways, it's time for the last segment of my show. Well, it's called the Alive at 5. This is where we celebrate 5 things about being alive, because being alive is awesome, guys. It is. Don't ever think it's not. Being alive is awesome. Top 5 Christmas songs, because I know you're hearing them on the radio. You probably already been hearing them on the radio for like 3 weeks. Here's my top 5 Christmas songs. You can argue with me because I know people like to argue and bully each other about music, sports, and food. So if you have a comment on the section below here of your top 5 Christmas songs, or send me an email. Who sends emails anymore? Why do I even say that? Send me a text message, group me, Facebook me, Twitter me, whatever. What's your address? So maybe I'll send you a Christmas card with my favorite 5 Christmas songs on it. Anyways, these are my top 5 Christmas songs. This is my personal list. Okay. There's probably better ones, but this is the top 5, that I like the most. And if you want to sponsor a segment, right now it'd be a good commercial for, it's a Christmas segment. So a good commercial would be, I don't know, candy canes, or I don't know. Like if you were buying something for your wife from the store, I get that, but I'm not gonna have any. Anyways, top 5 Christmas songs. Number 5 is gonna be "Do You Hear What I Hear?" I love that song, man. I'm not a good singer. I think that Bing Crosby is the original one. That's the best one. Everybody's done it 100 times. I don't even know the words, but I should. I will look it up. I love that song. Do you hear what I hear? I love that one, man. Number 4 is Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. I don't know the words, but I should know more. That one. When it plays, I know it, but for some reason, just pulling off the top of my head is tough. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I love that song, man. So it just gets you in the Christmas mood. So top 5 Christian songs. Number 5 was "Do You Hear What I Hear?" Number 4 is Feliz Navidad. Number 3, and I almost wanted to put it number 2, but I'm still leaving number 3 is Little Drummer Boy, but done by a million of people. King of Country does a good one, but everybody has done Little Drummer Boy. Dolly Parton has one. It's got the drummer in there. Such a good song, just so Christmassy. Not only is it Christmassy, it's about the real reason of Christmas. So is "Do You Hear What I Hear?" by the way, but it's about the real reason, which is Jesus and his Savior coming to save us. So I love Little Drummer Boy, man. Such a good song. Number 2, I gotta have something funny in there, right? Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer. Just anytime I hear that song, it's like, oh man, it's Christmas. Grandma got ran over by a reindeer coming home from our house Christmas Eve. You ain't that first thing is Santa. Just the whole song is great. Just a good song. She had too much eggnog. I don't know. Google it. So top 5 Christmas songs. Number 5, "Do You Hear What I Hear?" Greatness. 4, Feliz Navidad. Number 3, Little Drummer Boy. Come on. Number 2, Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer. And my top 5 Christmas song, number 1, it's always been my favorite, "Sleigh Ride." I like the non-word one better, like the symphony. It's got the little, I don't know what you call that thing, little percussion thing that slaps. It's got the horse at the end that somebody does with the trumpet. It's got that abrupt ending. Dun, dun. I love that song, man. like I said, I like the non-word version better. The word version's good too, but give me the non-word version. So that's my top 5 Christmas songs. I know y'all are hearing them on the radio. No Mariah Carey, you know, no Celine Dion, no Ariana Grande, whatever. Anyways, that's my top 5 Christmas songs. I love Christmas music, but I always kind of tend to wait till after my daughter's birthday. We want to make that special. Then we start turning it on. So that's the podcast this week, guys. Thanks for letting me talk to you about nothing. Steve Clifton Podcast, Clifford Comedy Productions, a show about nothing and everything at the same time with a 0 budget and like 6 listeners. Is it funny I got 6 listeners? I'm bagging all of them. No, I appreciate y'all listening. Y'all have a good week. Do something fun. Do something memorable. And if you do, don't get in trouble. It's Christmas time. Ain't nobody got no time for that. Y'all have a good one. Hey, guy.